It's impactful that it's us here today. Around the world, it's just another beautiful Sunday. But for us, it's another sunrise. It's working lungs. It's working minds. It's working bodies, which means there's an opportunity for us to be more of who we were born to be than who we were yesterday.
Amen.
And to be that for somebody, for ourselves, and for everyone we meet. And so I want to remind us that that's why we come to Chispa. We come to Chispa to remember ourselves, to charge ourselves, and to make sure that we leave here with something that's going to carry us through this week in a way that wouldn't have happened if we weren't here. So I invite you to know that we are willing to be responsible for our promise. If you're willing to call us and be and play full out with us on that promise. If you don't leave fed today and you tell us, that's our problem, that's our concern, that's our need for resolution. If you don't get fed today and you don't tell us, then there's nothing we can hold in that. But we're willing to continue to work on what this is and what this can be in partnership with you. So please strap on your seatbelt. We're on the love boat. We're pushing off from the shallows into the deep, where life is really happening, where all of the meaning of life is happening, where the surge of the uncontrolled, where we lose control happily, and we hand it back into the only thing that can actually hold that. And today I want to talk to you about the what, the want, and the where. This is really good. So let's jump into it, y'all. Let's jump into it. The what, people. The what is unequivocally, without a doubt, you, the essence of you. The what of this time is you. Before anything else that was different from you got to you, pretending that it was also you. Before the voice in your mind that was given to you by your culture, by your family, by your ancestral ties, by the culture you were raised in, had an idea of what your life meant. And they decided to give that to you. Now, forgetting that it's not what you say, it's what you do, it's how you're being in the world. And so today, the what is you, the authentic, beautiful, vibrant you, the you that's only you, that can do something that only you can do in a way that only you can do it. And if you choose not to do it, we're all going to lose. We're all going to miss out, especially you. Because I promise you, there's not a single moment of peace in your life when you're not on the purpose of being you. Every inch off the path of you that you are is an inch off of peace. I find it that simple. It's not easy, but it's that simple. There's a straight path, and every time you veer from that path, you lose peace. Because your life is telling you that peace is the reward, like giving a dog a treat. Sit, doggy, treat. Peace is that treat for you. Telling you, get back on the path. I don't care if it's the valley of the shadow of death. It's your path, and you have to walk it, and you'll find peace there because it is the shadow of it. It is not it. And yes, it will try to deter you. There will things that will come on your path to pretend it's not your path, to scare you from your path, to deter you from your path. They're noise and distractions. So know them by the fruit that they bear, and the first fruit that I believe is peace. Talk about a non-refundable token. Peace. That's the what. But what is the indescribable, beautiful, lovely child that's breathing in each one of us? Praying that one day it can just be the beautiful thing it would have turned into if it was never interrupted. That it was naturally meant to become. And in that, what Chispa and the community of givers we're creating is the space where you can work in the healing with 100% authenticity and transparent. You can be a human with us. And we ask that we can be human with you. Because we have to remember the way home. And once we remember what we were meant to do is the moment we must start practicing and undoing all the things we did while we were off our path. And it gets messy, and it gets beautiful, and it gets everything in between. So from this breath forward, I pray that you remember that there's only one what, and that is you. The want. I say the prayer, Psalms 23, every day. It starts with, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And I want to break down this poem, and throughout time, I'm going to break down the whole Psalms, maybe all in one, because I reflect on it daily and it continues to illuminate. I think it's Psalms 23 is actually a blueprint for life, to walk out of the misunderstanding. And I also believe it's a blueprint for our last breath. Once we leave our last breath, I think there's a journey back home that we must take to unwind time and liberate ourselves from the lessons learned as we return to the everything that is. And I believe that the Psalms 23 actually has a discipline for the soul's journey. And I don't know what that is, but that's the intuition I've been given. But for in this breath right now, the Lord is my shepherd. The job of a shepherd is to care for the sheep, is to care for the herd, and to make sure that you have everything you need, not everything you want, everything you need. So fields of green grass to graze in without worry of predator, clean water to drink from. Sometimes trees in shade through rain, or clouds through storm, like clouds through too much sunshine. And the same thing when they were walking through out of Egypt, they just needed the clouds when the sun was too heavy and was too bright in the sky and too hot, and then fire at night when it was too cold, and bread every day in the morning. It's just what they needed to continue on. And they weren't even able to take an ounce of the manna from that morning with them on the journey. They had to leave it in trusting that the next portion was waiting for them where they were going next. The sheep can't take the grass from the field they're in now because they're scared. Maybe I won't get to the next beautiful field tomorrow. No, they need to walk away from it and trust that the shepherd's doing his job. So the thing about want, y'all, is the essence of want is to be without. The moment you say I want, you're saying I am without. And as we all know, the mind doesn't hear no. It only hears yes. And it only hears the emotional capacity for which we're thinking of something. And since the mind is meant to govern us and keep us within the 10%, the mind is meant for survival. The spirit is meant to thrive. Let me repeat it. The mind is built for survival. And it is phenomenal. And it is powerful. But do not forget, its sole job is your survival. You're getting another day to play. That's its job. And it's a beautiful job because I want another day to play. But the spirit is on a totally different mission that will often put survival on the line because it's so meaningful for the game it came to play.
Mm-hmm.
There's a moment before you came to earth when you were flying over, looking at who was going to be your parents and whose parents you were going to be their child, whose womb were you going to come through the world in, what community, what culture, what country, all of these things. And you had a mission. You had a mission that you were going to fulfill between your first breath and your last breath. And you have everything you need to be able to fulfill that mission, built within you and built within soul contracts between other people that are meant to show up at certain points and at certain times along the way to make sure each other has exactly what they need. And that's what Chispa is. Chispa is the green book for the soul contract. It is what's the timing calendar of where you're supposed to be and when, and that you need the courage, the clarity, and the insight to make sure you don't miss it because there's somebody waiting for you there, either to give you something or you to give them something. And so I invite you today to release the want, get back into the need, and then remember that the first is the being, then comes the doing, and then comes the having. So the want is often have, and it skips you to having. But the being, when you are being you, you cannot help but do you. And when you're doing you, you get what you need to continue being you. Excellent. And I want you to want the most for you. I need you to understand that you need to want the most for you. Yeah, put want in there. That you need the want the most for you. Because anything less than everything you need to be the greatest version of you is not going to be enough for the journey. It's not going to cover the spread. So we are each other's keepers. And so today, the want brings us back to the what, because when we're being the what, the rest starts taking care of itself. People start showing up. So let me just be with you guys. Have you ever had that moment where you were just being like really close to the essence of you, and all of a sudden like shit started happening that was like needed, or like there was like supporting the story you were telling yourself or the feeling you were having, even if for a day, for an hour, for a moment?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm speaking. So that's what I'm speaking about. And the thing is, I need us all to take a deep breath, because in my view, the shepherd is the Almighty, but it's also each one of us. We are each other's shepherds. And there's been times when we let ourselves down and we let each other down by missing vital appointments, by missing vital moments, because we were caught in the misunderstanding. And the beautiful thing about Chispa de Dios is that the past has no impact but to teach us how to be a better us tomorrow. That is the only thing worthy that the past can bring us. So if we can look at the past with those eyes, we can remember the mind is going to infuse our past with pain points so that we play safer tomorrow. That's the mind's game. That's why it is 10 times easier for you right now to think of 10 times when you messed up than it is for you right now to think of 10 times when you won the day. Is this true for you?
Yeah.
Sadly enough.
Okay, so you just understand that's the mind's job. The mind knows that if it makes you feel like, oh, I made a mistake yesterday, you're going to be more cautious tomorrow. It's beautiful at what it does, and let's take a moment to thank us, because it helped get us here. There's also a covering on our lives, but I need to make sure that every person has a place in the choir. This is all beautifully constructed, and when the mind and the spirit and the heart become one team, they become the dream team, each one knowing their mission, because we want to be safe, because we need to get to where we're meant to go. We cannot be frivolous with this life, but we must be on purpose. And it must be with courage of the heart, because we're going to get tested. So those three together. The last thing I want to talk about today is the where. And the where is so sweet. And Betsy and I came up with this, and I'm going to butcher it because that's what love does.
You want me to do it?
All right, come say it, and then
I'll just put the mic on.
yeah, come say it, Bets. So
Just
say it first.
The whole thing. There's no there. There is only more here. Therefore, I invite you to be here, so that you can enjoy being here, there. Wherever there is.
Beautiful. Thank you. See how
All right.
many opportunities there would have been for me to make a hot mess of that. But
I kind of made a hot
no,
mess.
you did good. You did good. You just all right. So there's only what you have here in this moment right now. This is your moment. There's a circle of thrones, and on one end of the circle is the baby, and on the other end is the elder. And every moment is transferring hands. Every moment is transferring hands. And we actually have the opportunity to visit the child and visit the elder, right? But for this moment, the one sitting on the throne, the one perceiving this moment, experiencing this moment, has the throne for the moment. And whatever you choose to do with this moment is going to impact what happens, what you hand off, what the throne looks like that you pass on. And a lot of times we dream that there's a freedom somewhere else, that there's peace somewhere else, that there's riches somewhere else, that there's friendships and loves and experience somewhere else. But we're always here, there. And so today, I want you to take the what, being 100% you, releasing the want and giving it to the need of being you, whatever you need to be you, knowing if you're being you, those things are going to get gravitated, pulled to you. You keep walking with the light on the road, one step in front of you, trusting that process, bringing peace with you so that wherever you go, there you are, in peace, in love, in gratitude, in power, in self-control, in compassion, in all the fruits of the Spirit.
Mm.
So today and tomorrow and the next day, please take moments to breathe into where you are and test it. How much peace is present in my life right now? How much love is present? How much compassion is present? And do the work here now. Whenever here now is for you. Whenever you think about it, you'll be here and now.
Mhm.
And if you can generate it in that moment, you're going to have it in the next one. The likelihood that it'll be there tomorrow unfolds greatly. And then it will become exponential as it grows upon itself day by day. And then this community that we're building is for the network of us. So to reflect back to you the beauty and the love and the need of the you that you truly are. And I pray that we receive it now in whatever age we are, and that our children never have to walk away from it, because we've been a culture so tight of givers and lovers and seers that we begin to hold this for each other, because it's very important. We need each other.